Welcome to Bond for the Trades, a home service podcast, and I'm your host, Mandeep. And today we have amazing guest here, April Edwards. She's a digital marketer expert and founder of Deck Builder Marketers, a niche agency helping, yes, niche agency helping deck builders grow their businesses with clarity, strategy, and results. With over 15 years of experience, she created the Deck Builder Marketing System, a proven formula to help contractors dominate their local markets, boost profits, and free themselves from day to day grind. April's no fluff, practical approach to marketing empowers business owners to work smarter, not harder. She is passionate about helping people turn their craft into thriving, freedom-driven businesses. Welcome, April, to my show.
Awesome. So glad to have you. We're going to jam in some good stuff today. I'm pumped.
Yes, me too. And a lot of home service industry, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, deck builders, a lot of contractors are listening to this podcast. To all of you, this is gonna be amazing. Make sure you take a lot of notes, and we'll definitely mention everything so that you guys can get in touch with her if you need any help. So I'm super excited, April. Let's get started.
All right.
So I would say, before we dive into other things, let's start with your journey, right? When did you decide to get into digital marketing and why specifically deck niche? Let's start
hmm
with your journey.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting talking about my journey now because part of my journey is going through different shifts,
Yeah.
paradigm shifts, and we're in one of those right now. So I went to art school. I was going to be a starving artist, and just that was during the internet boom, and kind of got into hand coding websites and doing flash animation. So one of my first jobs out of college, I worked for a division of American Greetings called AG Interactive and created some of the first emoticons and avatars for the MSN Messenger platform.
Oh, nice.
Now, we did a lot in Flash, okay? Once iDevices came out, Flash was out.
Yes.
So, what I had built my career on up until that point, I had to change it, right? I had to find something different. So instead of building websites out of Flash, which I did, I loved creating a digital experience, make it feel tactile.
Right.
I started doing, just regular websites and WordPress and stuff like that. That was great. Also had a shift. Everybody
Mhm.
started doing WordPress and design became a commodity.
Right.
Um, uh, with that, along with the fact that I was putting blood, sweat, and tears into building beautiful websites that just sat on a shelf and nothing happened with them. They were kind of glorified business cards.
Right.
I realized like I want to make a bigger impact. I want to be able to do something that is actually going to serve their business and help grow their business.
Right.
So that's when I started to really get into marketing. Now, I had always done email marketing and a little bit of form of SEO because it really, as you know, goes hand in hand with building
Right.
websites.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that was kind of the slow progression. Kind of tiptoeing into things and just learning so much more and
Mm.
really craving the fact that
Yeah.
I can do something and it doesn't just look pretty, but it actually serves their business and helps make the lives of the business owner easier. So
Right.
fast forward till to today, and I own Deck Builder Marketers, and everybody always wants to know why Deck Builders.
Yeah.
And it's really easy for me to explain because I think a lot of uh, deck builders used to be general contractors in some way, shape, or form. Maybe they did interior remodels or whatnot, and they just decided they wanted to be in the backyard. They
Yeah.
figured out what their niche was. They really wanted to focus on that, and make a bigger impact, right? Because they could just focus on
Right.
providing one product and doing a really good job at it. And so it was completely the same thing with deck builder marketers. I really wanted to be able to make a bigger impact and work with the clients that I enjoyed the most. And it turned out I had created the deck builder marketing system like back in 2018 for a deck builder in Ohio, and we still use it today. And
Yeah.
so yeah, just like deck builders that kind of niche down, same with me.
Amazing story. Love it. Love it. And you are impacting lives and putting out good energy out there. Love seeing your content, videos, positive energy, and yeah, that's what is like, life is all about. And I'm proud of you, proud of your journey. Thanks for sharing with us. And
Thanks.
you, I think you talk about helping contractors like gain operational freedom. What does that actually look like in a deck builder's day to day, and how does marketing play a role in it?
Yeah, I'm sure you can agree with the fact that there does tend to be some overlap between business strategy and marketing strategy. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, a lot of times these guys have either never worked with a coach, they've never really had somebody to bang ideas back and
Yeah,
forth with, and they know that something is missing, right?
yeah,
And so they'll start kind of looking out and then realizing, hey, I don't really have the best leads, or I'm not getting the type of projects that I want. What's this digital marketing thing all about? And so I'll have a lot of people that come to me that they're doing everything.
right.
They haven't learned to what we call let go of the vine, and they
Yeah,
haven't delegated certain things. And I mean, I was just talking to somebody earlier and he's like, yeah, at first, like, I wanted to do everything, I wanted to build my own website and all these things. I'm like, yeah, we all do, right? Like in the
yeah,
beginning you have more time than money.
yes.
But then you go through different phases in your business and it changes. So it's really cool to work with these guys that get to a point where they're like, I am not moving forward and I need somebody to help me with that. So the
Yeah.
marketing that we do helps feed the business and position them in a way to get the type of work that they want. I also am really big on positioning and sharing your values and things like that in your content and on your website so that you're always recruiting. Like you're trying to get the best crew
Yeah,
on your team just because people have FOMO and they see everything that you're doing.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, in the end, it really helps to um, bring more stability to the business to feed it so that they can focus on operations, improving their margins, growing their team, and spending more time with their family because those problems are being fixed.
Exactly, exactly. And I think you're right that like I think a lot of like contractors they're doing a lot of things like on their own. They don't know how to delegate. Coaching part is missing. So I'm glad that you're helping these contractors by coaching them and putting out like their core values, their culture, work culture, so that like new talent, if they are looking for, they're hunting new talent, they can join looking at like their work culture. I think that speaks volumes. Awesome. That's great. Love it. And what are some of the biggest marketing mistakes you see home service industry, especially deck builders, facing, and how can they fix them fast?
Yeah, I actually think that kind of a follow up to the last question
Sure.
is a really great way to answer this question too.
Sure.
And that, a lot of what we have to do is get these guys in the right mindset.
Hmm.
I mean, I have conversations about cost of marketing right up front anymore because
Hmm.
if you're not prepared to invest in your business
Yeah.
to actually reach a bigger goal that you have, it's a waste of time. All you're doing is throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. Like
Yeah.
it takes consistency and it takes investment and it takes lessons learned too. Like not everything is going to be perfect.
Yep.
So to answer your question, I would say the biggest mistake that they make is by not thinking big enough and not having a big enough vision for their business and looking at marketing as an overnight, like grow your business by
Yeah.
3 times, in overnight, right?
Yeah. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. No, that's something I think which is missing, since we serve home service industry too, where they just look at like marketing is gonna be like, magic. Some magic is gonna happen overnight, but everything takes time. And I think it's all about mindset. I'm glad that, you touch base on that. It's all about mindset. And I think our contractors, they should know, like it's all about numbers game. If you look at marketing, how much percentage of like your budget you should allocate,
Mhm.
right? A lot of things goes into there, but yeah, that's great. And I think you have mentioned, I think before about marketing system. Can you Please walk us through the deck builder marketing system. What makes it different from other marketing approaches out there?
Yeah, because it's a whole comprehensive system that works together. So all kinds of sprockets working together in one unit to help you grow your visibility, build your brand, differentiate yourself from the market, nurture folks, and in the end, indirectly generate more referrals because of the experience that you provide from the
Yeah.
moment somebody finds you online to even when the project is done. So it includes different systems like, a lead capture system, aka lead generation system, your website, and
Yes.
everything that goes in to actually make that puppy work. Like, don't just look at it as a website. There's a lot of things that go into that to convert somebody into a lead. And so don't take it for granted. There's a lot of strategy behind that. Don't think that you could just learn WordPress and all of a sudden, like, you're going to have a lead generation machine. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
Review management, review request system. So it's so big, you guys, especially with generative search, or what I call search everywhere optimization, with all these different tools like Google generative search and Gemini and Chat GPT and all of this stuff. They leverage different sources of information in order to pull you up, and your reviews are a really important component of that because that's real information coming from real people.
Yes.
So you really need to take that seriously, and you need to have a process to make sure that you're getting those reviews regularly. What else? We have our uh, automation system. So another thing that's really important with AI is like speed to lead.
Yes.
People, they don't want to spend all this time going back and forth. They don't want to submit information and then like have to wait for a phone call or whatever. Like,
Right.
they kind of want to know what they need to know before they get on the phone with you.
Yeah.
And they want to make it really easy. So if you have an online booking system with follow-ups and things like that, then that really helps to create a good experience and make it really easy for them, and it really makes you look pro.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially having like, if these guys are using CRM tools, I don't know in your industry, in our industry is like, House Call Pro, Service Titan, is that the same in your industry too? Like CRM?
um Yeah, well, I mean, there's so much technology to use, right? And I think each serves its own purpose. So JobTread is a really big one in our industry for deck builders. That's a project management system that will allow them to have really create a good experience with the customer after they become a customer. And then our software, Sales Jumpstart, really automates and creates a wonderful experience from the marketing and sales perspective. So it gives also the ability to be able to automatically send out correspondence to nurture people or even reactivate people, right? So
Yeah.
if a lead went cold,
Yeah.
it will, after a certain amount of time, just automatically follow up with them to really help enable sales.
That's amazing. Like database reactivation and automated like stuff to get reviews and
Mm-hmm.
automation in place to actually capture appointments like straight to the calendar. Great, great stuff. And I think you mentioned about Gemini, Chat GPT, and I know it's a buzzword. Like it's all about like people are talking about AI, and I really want to touch base on AEO. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly like we are doing. I'm sure you are doing answer engine optimization. What are your thoughts on that? What are some strategies that you are applying to get ranked in AI overview in
Mm-hmm.
which is like Gemini, Chat GPT? Like what are some strategies so that you can share some and we can learn more about it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because when I talk about it, I'm like, oh, it's so simple. Like, don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Um, and it's because if you really look at the way even Google has changed its algorithm formula in the last 20 years, and what
Yes.
these um, AI generators and stuff are doing as well, they're just looking for authentic information,
Right.
and that means like be real,
Yeah.
show like be human.
Be human. Yeah.
Like don't have a bunch of AI generated content on your website, like talk about what makes you different and address people's problems. I mean, it
Yes.
sounds so simple, but I think that if you kind of look at the way things have shifted, like, in the beginning of the internet, it was internet and technology, in terms of after that, it was all e-commerce, right? And then
Yeah.
it became like an advertising platform.
Right.
And then we had and then it became lead generation, right? Like everyone
Yes.
goes to, like, generate leads. Then voice search came out on your phones, and that changed the way that people interacted with technology and used these things too. And so you would have to create content that would answer people's questions in order to be found.
Yeah.
And now we have, all of this AI out, and at the end of the day, people are asking real questions. People, I think
Yes.
the biggest shift is not in the technology alone, it's in how people and why people are using it the way that they are. And
Right.
so they are asking questions, just like Marcus Sheridan said years ago with "they
Yes.
ask you answer," is, address the elephant in the room type of stuff. Talk
Right.
about, like, be open about your pricing. I read something just today. It said, you know, yeah, everyone's scared to like put their pricing on their website because you're
Yeah.
scared that your competition is going to see it. But the truth is, your competition probably already knows what your pricing is anyway. So
Yeah.
why don't you cater to your potential customer instead of being
Right.
living in fear, right?
Right.
So talking about the questions that people are doing in their research, put yourself in the homeowner's shoes and really figure out, like, if you are going to invest, in our case, for our clients, average project value is 30,000, but a lot of people are selling $250,000 projects. If you're a
Right.
homeowner getting ready to invest that much money, you better be damn sure that you're doing a ton of research, and you're going to
Exactly.
be asking questions like, what do I need to ask a potential deck builder? What do I need to look out for? How
Yes.
much is pricing? Like, what is the best? Like, what type of material gets the most complaints, or needs replaced the most?
Right.
A smart person is going to ask that stuff. So I know that was a loaded question. There's so much more to it in terms of how you structure your content, and how you show up everywhere.
Right.
But if we're just to keep it simple, that's what it is. It's like, make sure that you're being real. You're talking about who you are as a human,
Yeah.
and you are addressing things that are going to make it really helpful for people to, I don't want to say make it helpful. I want to say make it a no-brainer to
No brain.
contact you and
Yes.
choose you over
Yeah.
someone else.
That's amazing. Amazing insights. Actually, when it comes to AI, right? You're right. If you can answer what people are actually searching for, and if you are resolving that, like, problem or solution by just like putting out content, being real that you mentioned, and in the form of FAQs, frequently asked questions. If your content is covering that, basic questions like related to your service and in your area, if you combine it and apply, like, technical SEO when it comes to FAQ, schema and all. Uh, I think, like, how much does it cost for, like, deck builder project in I would say Tampa, Florida. Like, just like, this question, general questions, because long tail keywords people search with voice search you mentioned, it's absolutely helping out, and I think it's not that complicated. But yes, it boils down to basics, and then Google is going to give you priority to rank you higher in AI overview or Chat GPT. And it's so fascinating to see leads coming in for our agency and for our clients, like through Gemini. The source is gemini.google.com, Chat GPT, and I'm sure you must have seen that too,
Mhm.
right?
Oh yeah. It's exciting to test it out and see if, all of our clients are showing up in generative search.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it, love it. And
Can I say one more thing on that? I think it's
absolutely,
kind of,
go
yeah,
ahead,
I think it's
please.
important to address. So again, if we kind of think of the evolution of Google's algorithm and all of these things, like, I say the same thing every time, because when I first started to learn SEO, I'd get so frustrated. We'd figure everything out, and then they'd make a change to the algorithm, and then none of that worked anymore.
Right.
And after a while, I realized, you know what? Actually, like Google isn't the enemy.
Mm.
They're really just trying to make sure that whomever they're connecting their searcher to, whatever business they're connecting their searcher to is legitimate. And
Yeah.
so that's really the underlying theme. Like back in the day, you used to be able to do things like stuff a bunch of keywords on a page, and
Yes.
everybody has hacks. There
Yes.
are no hacks. There are no hacks, guys. There are not hacks to any of this stuff. And if anybody tells you that there's a hack in order to like triple your leads in a
Run
week or
away.
something like
Run away.
that,
Run
it's
away.
it's it's not going to last. Yeah, it's not going to last. So I think that it's kind of a beautiful thing that all of this is making people more it's pushing people more to being more real and authentic, which is interesting. You would think that technology would do the opposite, but that's
Love
my
it.
take.
I want to give a special shout out to Rilla, the sales coaching AI software that holds the technicians accountable and gives them the support and guidance they need to maximize all the opportunities you spend your hard-earned money on.
I want to give special shout out to Grow Reviews, one of our sponsors, America's first platform to capture instant text and video reviews. If a picture is 1,000 words, a video is worth a million. Book a demo with Grow Reviews by visiting website www.growreviews.com, and you can get in touch with their sales reps to book a demo. Love it, love it. Thanks for sharing. And with EEAT guidelines, right? We have implemented, you have implemented to like put out like, real authentic content, your projects, your reviews, and content in a form of like not just like stuffing keywords. It doesn't work anymore. Like you said,
Mhm.
it used to be back in like, I would say 2008, 10, 12. It used to be, but now it's a lot of challenges with Google algorithm that you have been facing, we have been facing. It's everything boils down to like authentic content.
Mhm.
Yeah, loved it what you shared.
Mhm.
Amazing. So in such a visual trade, how important is content like photos and videos in a deck builder's marketing strategy, and how can they use it to stand out?
I just asked my team today because we're asking our clients to step up too, by the way. We
Okay.
used to take, no, we're not going to do that for as acceptable, and we just can't anymore. So we know what works. If you don't want to follow what we're saying, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I actually just asked my team today, I'm like, should we not put up service pages on a website unless the client gives us real photos? Because they take the photos of the project at the location. They're geotagged. So it
Right.
basically tells all these systems that, hey, this is a photo of something that somebody's interested in this area that they're searching in, which is really
Right.
good. Um, but anyway, so my team said no. They said we just need to get the content up and we need to just push to make sure that the client gives us the images. So um, there's that component of it. But the other component is yes, again, if you think of a homeowner that's about ready to drop $100,000 in a project, they want to know what their space is going to look like. They want to envision it and experience
Yes.
it.
Yes.
So a few things like before and afters are really important. Making sure that your lighting is really good. If you
Yeah.
can get a picture of the space lived in with furniture and things like that, it's kind of like if you shop for a home, right? And they
Yes.
stage it versus when they
Yes.
don't. You
Yeah.
can picture yourself living in the home when it's staged, but if it's just a bunch of blank stuff, now I'm having to think and use my creativity to
Yeah.
figure out if it's going to work for me. But it's so funny. My husband and I are kind of in the phase in our life where we're like, just I would just want to buy the mannequin, like whatever the mannequin's wearing. I just want to buy that, because it's like decision fatigue, right? And everybody's
Right.
kind of ADD. So that's really important. Again, getting drone footage,
Yeah.
doing walkthroughs of the project. I would also say that, and this is something that a lot of our deck builders, some of them do it, a lot of them. And when I say deck builders, not just our clients, but I talk to a lot of deck builders across the country. Some of them do 3D designs,
Yeah.
but they don't even say that they do on their website, by the way. It's like,
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about your process, by the way. Like that's a very big differentiator. If you give a free 3D design away, or if you can mock something up really quickly and
Right.
give it to the homeowner, again, they're going to be able to better envision that space in their home and experience it, so that there's
Right.
not so much unknown of whether or not it's going to be a worthy
Yeah,
investment.
and providing value, right? Value comes first. Like those who provide value, they win. And I think it's good to provide value as well, right?
Yeah. So one thing that we're changing with that too is content is really important for marketing, for
Right.
SEO, and for conversion and all these marketing buzzwords, right? But
Yes.
so
Mm.
we always prioritize making sure that we have service pages on the website, like whatever service you do, put it on there, because people want to understand the breadth of capabilities that you have.
Right.
Also have city pages on your website to talk about the areas that you serve. That's a lot for search and stuff like that. Um, and then project pages. I'm going to come back to that. And then of course blog articles. So we were really like, okay, let's get like 10 project pages up on the website, like give
Right.
us a little bit of info, we'll get them up, and have really good images, we'll make sure everything's optimized well. The biggest thing that I would say is have again, like pricing, really important. So
Pricing.
say the price range of the project.
Yeah.
So you're giving more clarity in terms of, shoot, I thought I could get a deck for $10,000. But
Right.
now that I see this, I can see, oh, if I want to have this amazing lighting, which I never even thought of, or
Yeah.
like maybe I want to entertain and use it for entertaining. So maybe I need a bar.
Yeah.
Like now I can see why it costs more, because you're explaining it to me. So what I wanted to say is super, super important to focus more on those, because that's more helpful content for the homeowner, right? All
Exactly.
of the things that we do serve, AEO and, the AI, and
Yeah.
they serve the homeowner. So when people are coming to your website, you want to make sure that it's really serving the homeowner and giving them the information that they need. So quality photos, yes.
Yes. Quality photos and making sure the foundation is right by building out service pages. If quality photos are there, embed those there. City pages, pricing guides or pricing information out there. Awesome. Love it. I hope like all the listeners, you are taking notes. This is definitely helpful. If you can apply, hats up to you. If you can do that, that's great. Otherwise, you have export right there that you can get in touch. And my next question, the digital world is always changing, right? How do you help clients stay ahead of trends without getting overwhelmed or wasting time on the wrong things?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of goes back to the mind shift thing. It's like, are you looking for shiny objects, or
Right.
it's like, okay, I'll tell you this. This is kind of interesting. So
Sure.
when I meet with, I do sales in the company. And when I meet with a potential deck builder, I really want to understand what their business goal is and what their personal goal is.
Yeah.
Because, that's the type of impact we want to make. And a lot of these guys, I'll tell you, their knees are tired. They've been doing
Mm,
it for many years, and they want to pass the business on to someone else, but they realize it's not strong enough. So things like that. What we
right.
do now is, before we used to say, you know what, we're going to do such a good job for you that you're going to have to, you're not going to be able to help but to tell other deck builders about us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really, we are going to build this case study for you. Like, that's what we're doing. We
Right.
want to help you accomplish that goal. And so when I hand off the new client to my
Yeah.
team, that's what I talk about, right? Like, what is that North Star that we're going for? And
Right.
so it's interesting, because a lot of times they don't even know what that is, and I have to help them find it. And
Yeah.
then we have to come back to it, stay on
Mm,
track. What is that? Okay, you want to do this, or you know what? Sometimes it's, oh, I want to, I want to pull back on advertising spend because of this, and that. And I'm like, okay, but remember, this is your goal.
yes.
We're not on target for it for whatever reason, or we are. Um, you want to shoot yourself in the foot, or do we want to, did that change? And so I think just kind of always having clarity and being clear with what we're working towards is really important. And coaching, like
Coaching.
somebody, so Mandeep and I belong to the best coaching group in the world, right?
It is. It is
Seriously, the best.
the best.
And somebody was talking about man, one of my clients, like he wants he can't find access to his ads account or something like that, or
Oh,
something. I think it was his ads account. And because somebody hit him up and they want to do an audit of
mm.
of the account.
Right.
And so people get curious. It's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
even like, it's funny how people could work with you for a few years, and all of a sudden they're like, I'm just kind of curious if I could get something better. You know what
Right.
I mean?
It
But I
happens.
would say if something like that happens, it's important to coach, right? So tell the client, yeah, I mean, you're curious, like, I get it. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
here's your access or whatever. But give me the opportunity to review what they give you so that I can give you
Yeah.
my perspective. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I think
Yes.
it's really important to educate and coach.
Yes.
We do a couple of things to try and keep our clients on track, because I will tell you, there's been a huge shift. It started last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree, but for us, it started with the election, and
Yeah.
then this year we had you know um the tariffs and
Yes.
interest rates
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just
It really impacts and affects, right? The industry, our industry, even
yeah.
ours to some extent. Yeah.
So a lot of deck builders had a slower start to the season. Their season usually is pretty busy in the spring through the
Mm.
summer.
Right.
And so, you know, it's like, what's going on? Like, we're doing all the right things,
Yeah.
and it's because of this paradigm shift with AI and technology, and
Yes.
the way consumers are buying,
Yes.
Um, but we we had to we had to be in the forefront to say, look, this is what's going on,
Right.
because people don't know what they don't know, and they can fabricate whatever they want.
Right.
So when we realized that there was a lot of changes happening really quickly, we were like, okay, we need to be on top of this, and we need to not just serve our clients, but educate them and collaborate.
Yes.
So we do biweekly coaching calls. And then we also have a
Nice.
client success hub that
Hmm.
gives them information that they need. And it's not like they need to go in there. Like, our
Yeah.
account managers will reference that stuff, and we'll let them know when something's new.
Right.
But there's a lot of things that they can do on their own that we can't do, that they need to know. Like, sending signals to Google if the crew's out, and just putting in the directions to the showroom or the office or whatever,
Right.
replying to a review and putting keywords in it, you know.
Right. Right.
So yeah, just to kind of go back to answer your question in a quick way.
Mm.
I say, just really holding their hand, being a true partner, caring about their growth, and coaching and consulting.
Love it. Love it. Coaching plays a big, big role, and going back, like, to see what was their goal, what's their goal, personal, professional. I really like it, and working towards that, and always coaching them. There are a lot of factors, like, when it comes to, like, economy and like tariffs,
So many
yeah,
factors.
factors, right? AI, like, changes, like, we did a lot of changes, like, in our processes because of AI. Zero click traffic is happening. Like, did we ever think about it? Like, now phone number can be displayed on Google in AI overview, and people, they don't have to visit your website, they can just call from there, right? A lot of challenges are there, but you have to always, like, stay ahead of the game and coach clients time to time, and I think that really helps. And sometimes, clients, they think like marketing is not working, let's move. But
Mhm.
even if they're moving, that's totally fine, it's part of the game. But yes, like you said, right, it's all about, like, giving your perspective before you make any change, because you truly care, you truly want them to be successful, and you want to make sure that they are in good hands. Coaching, definitely love that. And I'm glad that you have deployed this coaching part in your agency, and you truly care for your clients. Love it.
Yeah. And it's just always be helpful, just like in the sales process too. I'm really passionate about what I do and I really
You
do want to
are.
make an
Yeah.
impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's easy to kind of figure out how to constantly support and be helpful, and not just make yourself look good, but like actually do something of value for your customers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know you're working on a lot of like, new initiatives. One day we talked about it. I want to just touch base on this, like, those who are listening here. If a deck builder listening to this and wants to take their marketing seriously, where should they start today? Like right after they finish the episode.
hmm Yeah. So claim a Google business listing no matter what. I mean,
Right.
I used to say if you don't have a website, at least have a Google business listing.
Yes.
So really, really important to do that. And whatever Google tells you to fill out, fill it out.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's really comprehensive and detailed and start asking for reviews. Hit up people that worked with you 2 years ago and ask for a review. If they were happy about their service, they will leave a review if you make it
Mhm.
easy for them. So yeah, those were two things, but
Awesome, awesome. Love it, love it. Anything that you want to share that you really want to share with the contractors that can really help them, like, succeeding with digital, standpoint and like overall, I would say, like, personal growth. Like, if you have any, thoughts, please feel free to share with us.
yeah, understand what your problem is. Don't go and tackle something with a solution before you really understand what the problem is. And I say that because people come to me all the time thinking that they need marketing, but really, they can't afford it, and it's because they have really bad margins, or
Right.
they are undervaluing their service and not selling enough or not going after the right work. People think it's easy to like just get like deck staining or repair projects, but is that
Right.
really what you want? So I think that knowing your numbers is really important.
Yes.
um and not being afraid to delegate, and know that when you delegate, no, like us, all of us entrepreneurs, business owners, we're freaking unicorns, man. We know how to do everything. I mean, that's how
Delegate
we
and
started
elevate,
it.
delegate and elevate. We have our EOS implementer, Lynn Askin.
Yeah.
He always mentioned this, like to us, delegate then elevate, right?
Yeah. And I mean, people are like, but nobody's ever going to do it as good as me. That's why I say we're unicorns. You're damn right. Like nobody is going to be
Yes.
able to do it as good as us, at least at first, until you get used to coaching and being a really good leader. But you do need to know that the people that you hire probably will only do 80% of as good of a job as you do. But it's
Right.
still going to free you up to focus on higher level things that is
Yes.
going to empower you to move the needle in your business more. I also want to just talk about cost of marketing a little bit too.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
so it's really rough right now. We actually let go of our lower tier program because um it's too competitive out there anymore. Like in our opinion, I don't feel that you can just do SEO alone. You can,
Yeah.
but you need to really go all in and do a lot in order to make it happen. And it's just because it's not like you're competing with people that like have never had a website before. Like everybody has at this point and they've been working on it. So if you're
Right.
just getting started, you're already so far behind that
Right.
we're recommending that you need to do advertising. So we have two programs in our system. I'm sorry, two phases in our program, and they all include ads, because
Ads. Yeah,
Google Ads.
just wanted to ask, like, yeah, okay. Google Ads, what kind of like Meta, Google, is that
Yeah,
something?
Google Ads, pay per click, and then in some cases we might do Meta ads. It just kind of depends.
Right.
Again, it doesn't really matter how the sausage is made as long as we're feeding the business.
Right.
And so that's a lot of money. Honestly, I mean, it's a lot
Yeah.
of money to invest in advertising today. It's
Right.
more competitive, it costs more, but it will grow your business and it will help sustain you until the results of search everywhere optimization start to compound.
Mhm.
So I at this point, like I used to say, okay, 2%, if that's what you're comfortable, like
Right.
2% of your revenue on marketing, we could do that. No, not anymore. If you haven't invested in marketing before, I'm going to say you're going to probably invest 10% in the beginning to get your system set up and start to get everything rocking and rolling before that cost of marketing is going to go down.
That's the way to do it. Like this is what like we recommend 8 to 12%. It depends on the company size. We're working with $500,000 to $80 million companies, but yes, 8 to 12. If contractors are coming up with that kind of mindset, 2% or just flat $2,000 or $3,000 on marketing, it doesn't work that way. And we're straightforward, honest, and we say we are going to fail both the companies together because we are not setting the expectations right. So yes, I'm glad that you have SEO, but you have other components as well, which is like ads, Google Ads, Meta Ads. It really helps. Yeah, that's great. That I think that's
Mhm.
very, very smart that you have these solutions in place.
Yeah. So be real, like know that it's an investment, but work with somebody that you trust. Like as a marketing partner, I really think that we're your marketing investment brokers, like here
Yeah.
to manage your portfolio and
Mm-hmm.
steer you in the right direction and make sure that, it is yielding a solid return. So that's another reason why we're just, kind of demanding more because you can spend like we used to say 1,500 a month on advertising. Now it's more like 4,000 and then throttle it up from there.
Yeah,
But
because cost per click, sorry, but because cost per click has gone up for the last 2 years. What it used to be $30 per click, now it's 90 for HVAC. And I'm sure it has gone up for your industry as well,
mm,
deck industry,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a ton of people that come to me and they're like, oh, I spent $100 on ads, or because, all these platforms make it really easy for you to just set up your ads on your own.
Yeah.
So they'll say, 100 or $500. And I'm like, that's great, but you might as well just throw it down the toilet. It's literally doing nothing for you,
Yeah.
and we reverse engineer it based off of the average cost per click in the area, how much that will cost to get a certain amount of traffic, what the average conversion rate is on your website,
Yes.
what your average close rate is, and then what your average project price is. And we can very easily project how much revenue you're going to make off of that
Love it.
investment.
Love it. Love it. That's the way to actually create roadmap like on the basis of geographic, demographic, you know, I would say household income out there and what's your average price and go from there. So there are a lot of factors into it. That's the smart way to do it. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for sharing your journey and you truly care for your industry, your clients, and it's all about at the end of the day that you care, you coach, and you let them delegate so that they can elevate, and you are crushing it. I'm so proud of you. And it's not just we are marketers, but we are friends too, being part of one amazing group that you mentioned, like coaching group. I can proudly mention Seven Figure Agency, Josh Nelson, Yesenia, they are amazing. Yeah, right. They are amazing. They are doing good stuff out there.
Like real people, real
Real, yeah, real people, down to earth. Oh, look at that, those hearts.
people.
Down to earth. And I know I missed last intensive in Miami, but uh, hopefully I'll be there in October with my team, and I'm sure you'll be there so we can connect, hang out, and brainstorm together.
No, no.
No?
My industry event overlaps. So it's funny, it's always in November, and then they moved it to October, and Seven Figure Agency did the same thing.
How can
But
you do
yeah,
that? Sorry.
I know. But anyway, guys, for everyone listening, all of this podcast started because I went to Mandeep for something that he does that is so beautiful with his clients that I was just like, I have to do this. So he's the real deal. Seriously, for anybody listening, he's the real deal. I have admired the way that he runs his business and serves his clients for so long. It tickles me to say that you're proud of me. Thank you. But I do want everyone to know that seriously, Mandeep is the real deal. Okay. He's not here just doing this because he wants to be on a video camera. Like he's doing it because he really cares and understands, like, probably like I do, all of the opportunity that's just sitting there for everybody that we want to help people get.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. This means a lot, April. And yeah, actually, it's in my DNA, your DNA, to just help people out there and truly care about your clients and your team. Actually, that's what life is all about. Like, sharing, like my kids, right? This we always talk about sharing is caring, sharing, caring, and putting out love and positivity. And I think that's what life is all about. Like, appreciate your kind words, and again, proud of you. Keep crushing it. And we will. I just want to ask you, like, what's the best way to contact you? Because we will link everything in the description.
Mhm.
Can you please share it with the audience, those who are listening today?
Yeah, Deck Builder Marketers is, the handles on all the socials, or, friend me on Facebook. I would love to help in any way, shape, or form. We're not the best fit for everybody. Like I said, that 10% is really hard for some people to swallow, but we really do want to help. And I want to help get you to a place where you are ready to take that next level, because it is beautiful once you start seeing your business really take off in that way. So if you go on deckbuildermarketers.com, I have a ton of resources. I will send you the book I wrote, Deck Builder Marketing Playbook, for free. It is for deck builders, but the strategies apply to any home service based business.
Awesome.
And then we have a ton of resources on there. The We Love Deck Builders podcast, the Deck Builder Marketing Mastermind. So yeah, hit me up if you have any questions, and I'm sure I can point you in the right direction.
Awesome, awesome. To all the listeners, April is the real deal, like, and providing value. Like, she has got a lot of resources and never being salesy. I've never seen her like, just like, she loves sales, but she's always coaching, providing value. And I think at least if you meet with her, you will get a lot of value roadmap, even if you want to just do it by yourself, it's your choice. But yeah, you're gonna miss out a lot of like strategies and growth. Yeah, we'll mention everything in the description, and yeah, they can get in touch with you, April. Again, it was amazing to have you on my podcast, and can't wait to release this one, and look forward to seeing you maybe next year. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah, lots of love, and I just want to thank our sponsors, Rilla and Grow Reviews. Thank you for the love and support. This means a lot to us, because it's been like 2 years, more than 2 years, putting out content and everything. But sponsors, really grateful to have all these like sponsors for such a long time. So April, thank you so much again. You have a wonderful evening, and we'll be in touch. You have a wonderful week. Take care.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.